Hello everyone. Kalispera Sas, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining me for this Discovering NLP in Greece 30-minute webinar. I really appreciate you joining, so thank you very much for your time. I hope you're all keeping safe, healthy and well, and that you're coping with all of the pressures that are existing in our environment at the moment. So this is a really timely webinar because part of what NLP does is it helps you cope. So it helps you adapt to new circumstances and changes in our life conditions, which we're all really experiencing quite strongly at the moment. So this is all about what NLP is and who I am and for what purpose I bring NLP to Greece. So very much a little discovery webinar. So you're very welcome and thanks for joining me. So my name's Christine Dawson and I'm a master trainer of NLP, which is kind of the top of the NLP tree, if you like. So I've been training NLP for 13 years now. So I've got a great deal of different experiences and training in different countries all over the globe. I'm based in Manchester in the UK, which is where I do the majority of my trainings. And since 2011, I've been making an annual journey over to Athens to deliver an NLP practitioner certification training right there in Athens. People often ask me, how come? What is somebody who's based in the UK doing in Athens? And there's a little story behind that. I did a coaching qualification back in 2006 when I was employed. I was in the corporate world, and I met a lady on that training in London who discovered what I was planning to do and that I was planning to learn NLP. And we kept in touch, we became very good friends. And when I did my trainer's training, she simply said, you must bring this to Greece, we need this. And so I did. And every year since 2011, I've been returning to Greece to deliver an NLP training. So I am accredited and my industry is regulated by the American Board of NLP. And I'm one of only 5 master trainers in the UK accredited by the ABNLP. And to my knowledge, I am the only one who trains in Athens. So let's think about NLP and what NLP is. Well, NLP is an acronym and it stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And that title doesn't really tell us an awful lot. So let's have a think about what it actually is. And here's a couple of definitions for you. It's the study of what we do in our heads when we create success. So NLP was created way back in the 1970s and 1980s as a process of modeling. So the people who created NLP were studying people who did things exceptionally. And they wanted to know, what are they doing here? What's going on in their head that enabled them to be exceptional when other people's were average or mediocre? And they pulled out what it was they were doing with their thinking. They can see what they were doing on the outside, so the physical activities and what was coming out of their mouths was very obvious. The beauty of NLP is it went inside and it looked at how they were using their thought processes, how they were using the pictures, the sounds, the feelings, the self-talk that were happening inside to create these exceptional results outside. So this is how neuro-linguistic programming was born. It's an art and it's a science, and it shows us how to positively change human behaviour rapidly and easily with permanent results. It's an art in that the way you use it is a process that is intuitive. knowing how to apply NLP, where to apply it, how to apply it to self and to others is the art. And the science is the neuroscience that sits beneath it. So both an art and a science, a model of excellence, if you like. And another way of describing it is it's an instruction manual for your mind. So when you were born, you didn't come with a user manual. Your mind doesn't have a set of instructions for you to use it to its best advantage. And so as we grow and we learn, we kind of find ways of using our mind. And quite often we're not using it to its capacity and to its best, most resourceful uses. And NLP helps us to do that. It helps us to use our mind and build our mindset so that we can create the most positive experiences in life and create our own success. In NLP, we absolutely subscribe to the future is not set. The future is what you make it, and it's yours to create by your design. And the right sort of thinking and the right sort of mindset will help you to do that. So let's think about the benefits of learning NLP, because this is where many people who have heard of NLP and have an interest in the mind and how it works, how to do that. And by looking at learning it, that's one thing. But then what do you do when you've learned it? And this is important. I'll just go back to the share there. So this is important, what you do with it. Okay. So let's have a look at what we do with what we know when we've learned NLP. So NLP is accepted as a global standard for excellence in the business world, in coaching and therapy, so a basis of health and well-being. Very topical at the moment. There's a lot of people out there not coping with isolation, not coping with uncertainty, not coping with the unknown. In sports and in education. And of course, for a journey of personal development, because learning NLP is a little bit special and unique, because you learn NLP and you work on yourself all at the same time. So that's the beauty of it. You can work on your own personal development whilst you learn the science and the art of NLP. So let's think of some of these areas in a bit more detail. Over the last 10 years, NLP in the business world has accelerated beyond belief. So yes, it began in a very therapeutic sort of environment. Now, with the innovations in NLP and the new practical thinking about NLP, it's been really embraced by some of the top global companies in the world as a way of working. There are many Fortune 500 companies who, as part of their induction, have people trained in NLP, so that there's a shared culture and a shared thinking within the organization that really, really leads towards profitability through shared performance and shared goals. So there's a lot of use in business. Of course, therapy is where NLP started, so of course it has its applications there. And also in the last 10 years or so, we've made some very strong links with coaching and with the coaching community. And what we've noticed and studied over the years is that NLP and coaching really fit beautifully hand in hand, and that one complements the other. NLP is now used extensively for sports. So helping sports people create that championship mindset, that mindset that gets them to the top and keeps them there. And also, we're starting to make inroads into education. This is about teaching teachers how to teach students in a way that their brain wants to learn rather than how the system wants them to learn. And helping those students that don't really fit in the system, they don't fit in that way of learning because their mind doesn't work that way. And they tend to get left behind a little bit. So by teaching NLP in schools, we help those children whose minds work a little bit differently to really learn to the best of their ability, and for teachers to facilitate that. And of course, your own personal development. How to really get in control of you, how to get in control of your emotional content, how to get in control of your thinking. And by doing that, start to create your model of the world that you want and the future that you want, and start to create real life success for yourself. So 5 different areas where NLP is very, very strong globally these days. So let's think about some of the new personal skills and tools that you can achieve with NLP. And the first and the biggest is the ability to communicate really, really effectively, to understand language, to understand the language that you use, and to understand the language that other people use. And not only to understand their language, but to hear behind it, hear what's not said, and to understand what sits behind people's communications. What do they really mean when they say what they say? Neuro-linguistic programming, linguistic. Language is about how we communicate. And every time you're with another person, every time you write an email, every time you go on social media, you're using language. So getting in control of that and getting a real mastery of language is part of what NLP teaches you. And what we found, NLP is used almost in every developed country on the planet, in nearly every language available, and it works in every language. So if you are Greek and wanting to work in Greece, then NLP, when translated, works equally as well in Greek as it does in English. So you can relax about that. Being able to communicate really, really effectively helps you to be more influential, to be a person of influence, somebody who people want to talk to, who want to listen to, and who want to engage with you. And being able to communicate your ideas much more precisely in a way that people can absorb and accept. And when you can influence, that means you can negotiate more elegantly. So looking for win-win situations within any negotiation and knowing that you can get both parties to the point that suits them. Highly valuable in any business environment. Being able to communicate and understand the psychology of how people respond to your communication helps you to sell. And we're all in sales. Even if your job doesn't have sales in it, you are still in sales, because even if you're not selling a service or a product, you're selling concepts and ideas to other people all of the time. So NLP helps you to sell elegantly. And if you are in sales, it helps you to sell in a way that works. It puts a process around sales for you so that you get consistent sales outcomes. And when we've trained sales teams in sales, we've noticed that their closure rate goes up by at least 20%. So that's worth knowing, especially if you work for yourself. Would you like to raise your sales by 20% at least? I'm sure you would. So by understanding language, we can discover what people really mean when they say what they say. And by getting that understanding, it helps us to build relationships. And we're surrounded by relationships. So not just your family or romantic relationships, work relationships, social relationships, sporting relationships. You have connections with people across all the contexts of your life. So learning NLP can help you to build stronger relationships and longer lasting relationships. And importantly, to identify those relationships that aren't actually resourceful in your life and what to do about that. NLP and coaching are now sitting closely together. So this is why the NLP training is now NLP Coach Practitioner Training, because we teach you how to coach other people. So how to help people from where they are now and take them to where they want to be. And that doesn't have to be a formal coaching relationship. It might be a relationship you have with a colleague and you want to help them move forward in their career. Or it might be a family member who's a bit stuck and needs to move forward. So coaching skills can be formal or informal, as can therapeutic skills. And within the package of the NLP practitioner training, we also teach you how to use timeline therapy and how to use hypnosis. So very, very strong tools for dealing with some of the deeper problems that people have in their lives. Things like depression, stress, panic attacks, anxiety, anger, all of these things that people silently suffer with. We can help them out using part of the NLP family of certifications. NLP is also a route to learning how to create business success. Whether you want to start a new business or improve your existing business, or you want to be more effective within your corporate world, then NLP helps you to put tools and patterns and strategies together to help the success of that environment. It enables you to think differently and to solve problems. It allows you to make decisions really effectively. So if you're a person that struggles to make decisions, you're constantly weighing things up and you really can't bring them together and decide what that decision should be, then we have techniques in NLP that will help you to make decisions much more easily. If you're a leader or a manager, there are some really useful tools within NLP to help you to lead and manage more effectively. No matter how large or small your team is, we can teach you how to understand your team and therefore how to communicate with them, and therefore how to get the most productivity, how to help them be the best version of them, and therefore help the team to work more effectively. And that's good for everybody's health and well-being. Health and well-being, very high on the agenda right now. And NLP can seriously help us to be healthy and well, and to help other people do the same. Because you probably haven't thought about the fact that if your mindset's not right, it affects your body. For example, if you've got a very negative mindset and it's not working for you, it can seriously deplete your immune system. Not a good plan right now. We want to be as strong and immune as we can. And NLP helps you to attract more. If you want to earn more money, it will help you attract more money. If you want more of anything in your life, we will teach you how to attract that in a way that is very ethical and very ecological, and it works for you. As I said earlier, there's also a big element of you when you do an NLP training: personal development. We will help you to remove your barriers, all the blockages that stand in your way to creating what you want. Help you to create that self-belief that maybe you've never had, or maybe you haven't had for some time, or maybe you want more of. Total self-belief. And with that total self-belief comes confidence. Confidence means something different to everybody. And we get confidence when we have familiarity, when we're certain, when we're in our comfort zone. And yet it's a little bit more than that. It is about self-belief. It is about feeling empowered. It is about feeling motivated. And all of these things together kind of build that map of the thing we call confidence. We will help you to resolve and complete the past. So what do I mean by that? Well, we all have stuff in our history, don't we, that wasn't particularly pleasant. And if we're not fully complete with those events, the negative emotions are still within our body. And we need to cleanse that. We need to get them out. We need to be complete with the past so that we can make better decisions and choices about our future. And that includes resolving internal conflicts and getting in control of our emotions. Imagine being able to feel the right resourceful emotion when you need to feel it. Wouldn't that be useful? Just a quick example: when you're standing in front of an audience ready to give a presentation, if you feel nervous or anxious, wouldn't it be great if you could just feel calm and confident straight away? NLP teaches you how to do just that. And as well, changing unwanted behaviours and habits that you may have. You know, all those little things that you do and wish you didn't. We can help you to change them. And in changing the way you think, you change your concept of reality. So whatever you think the world looks, sounds and feels like right now, if it's not good for you, then we can help you to change your concept of reality. And by thinking about things differently, your reality changes for you. The world looks, sounds and feels different. We can help you remove unhelpful strategies, give you more energy towards your success, improve your health and well-being, really fulfill your potential and show you how to create the future that you want. And of course, to be happy, because at the end of the day, love and happiness is what most people are striving towards. NLP also helps us in our executive functioning. Executive functioning includes things like how we control our impulses, how we control our emotional content, how we're able to think flexibly, so outside of the box of our normal thinking, how we're able to push our thinking outside the comfort zone and outside of what we think we know into something new. It helps you with your working memory, how to store and recall information really, really easily. How to self-monitor, how to become self-aware. So to be able to know what you're thinking, know what you're feeling, know how you're behaving, and be conscious of it. Be conscious of your language and be able to control those things. The ability to plan better and to prioritize, to initiate tasks and to be nice and organized in your thinking. So our basic executive functioning can also be enhanced by learning the thinking in NLP. NLP as a business imperative, of course, it's there to enhance performance and profitability, which is the highest goal of any organisation. Unless you're not for profit, profitability is the reason you're in business. Health and well-being in organisations is also a very hot topic at the moment, not just with COVID-19, before that even came on the scene, people and corporations are now very mindful about the health and well-being of their staff. And there's lots of health and well-being programs being initiated in global companies to look after the staff, and realization that if something's happening in the client's personal life, it affects the employee in their current job. And so starting to marry those two things together and paying attention to the whole person rather than just the work person. So there's lots of opportunities there to take health and well-being initiatives into the workplace. When people are healthy and well and performing, then workforce morale and satisfaction in their role increases exponentially. When people are satisfied and happy in their work, then you get less instances of people absent from work due to stress. Stress is one of the biggest reasons for absence from work globally. And of course, it's making a very, very high sickness bill. So workforce morale and satisfaction can help retain staff and keep them healthy and well and reduce that absence from work bill. And we also use NLP in business to model excellence. So looking at what's working really well or who's working really well and finding out what's going on in their heads that we can then implement with other people. So if we looked at NLP at practitioner level, this is the picture of it. It's about being able to communicate effectively, about our language, how to develop flexibility. And we teach that in terms of rapport building. It's about knowing what you want and being able to produce your outcomes. And knowing if you're getting what you want in terms of what you notice outside of yourself. We call that sensory acuity. It's about getting in charge and being able to change your internal state, so how you feel. And we do that through techniques like submodalities and anchoring. And then looking how to change our internal processes. And we work with our internal strategies to do that. NLP at practitioner level is about a quarter of the body of knowledge of NLP, so it's a big, big chunk. So a little bit about certification. These are the boards that certify all of our Quest for Success trainings. So the American Board of NLP, the Coaching Division of the American Board of NLP, the Timeline Therapy Association, and the American Board of Hypnosis. So all of the certifications, and at practitioner level, there are 4 certifications. They are all board accredited and internationally recognized. So you know you're getting quality. So when are we coming back to Athens? Well, this year, the training is scheduled for the 20th to the 27th of June at the Crowne Plaza, Athens City Centre. And of course, you will get your 4 certifications from attending: NLP practitioner, NLP coach, timeline therapy practitioner, and hypnosis practitioner. And you will be fully qualified and accredited to go out and practice with clients or in your corporate world, all of those things. Now, we have COVID-19 at present, and right now I'm thinking that by June, the end of June, we will be okay. Athens will be okay. Everything will be open again, we'll be back in business, and this training will be allowed to go ahead. So this is the principle that we're working on. The investment for the training is there, and I want you to know that we do offer interest-free flexible payment options to suit you. So you don't have to come up with the money all at once. You can pay it in stage payments to make it really easy. If you'd like to talk to me one-on-one, I would love to chat with you. Our numbers are there. 0044 161 222 5775 is our landline, or the mobile number 0044 7722 007204, or you can drop me an email, enquiries@qfscoaching.co.uk, or you can go to our website, all the W's, qfscoaching.com, and you can book through the website too. And we have a big presence on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, so we'd love to see you there as well. So just before we finish, I'd love to answer your direct questions if you have any right now. You can either pop them into the chat box or unmute yourself and go ahead and ask a question. Chris, can you unmute yourself? Yeah. Anybody got a question? No, there's nothing coming up. If you would like to learn a little bit more about the content of NLP, then if you go over to our website, we have a free downloadable training webinar there. It's about an hour, and you can learn some of the basic principles of NLP. So please feel free to go and download that. It's absolutely free. And you can get a little bit more of a feel for how NLP looks and sounds and what it can do for you. Okay, so before we finish, I would just like to thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you all in June when we get over there to run the practitioner training. I'd love to see you there. If you want to chat, please get in touch through one of the channels that I've described. Okay, I want to say have a very good weekend, and I will look forward to connecting with you all in the future. Thanks very much for attending.